Now for the second part, I'm just gonna go through the gloves I have, and if I have time, I'll touch on my jackets. These are organized from coldest to warmest weather. We'll start off on the cold side. This is the Alpine Scout Evo Gtx. These are absolute essential for any weather under, I'd say, 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, below 50, they're perfect, and I'd say maybe up to 65 degrees, you'll feel comfortable in them. So they're very well insulated, and I would definitely recommend. I don't spend a lot of time in these because I live in California, but in the winter I don't stop riding, so, and the only thing stopping me from riding long distances is my hands just go numb. These were my winter gloves before, and I just couldn't stand these anymore. After 30 minutes my hands would go numb, my pinky, my index, all my fingers would go numb. I couldn't feel my levers, so I bought these things and they've really worked flawlessly. Jumping down, here's the Alpine, what are these called? The Alpine Valparaiso glove, DS glove. These are a spur of the moment purchase. When I got my Triumph over there, it was kind of a cold night and I didn't have any cold weather gloves to ride at home with, so I picked these up at the motorcycle store that I bought the bike at, and all they had was medium, which fit in my hand fine, but in hindsight, these really need, the insulation is kind of compressed and squished if you go a glove size too small, so if I had went with a large like I normally wear, I wouldn't have the numbness issue, I think. So there'd be some insulation left to protect me against cold weather, but with the mediums they fit fine. It's just the insulation is crushed and it doesn't work like it should. They're very comfortable gloves. I've gone down in them once and they've held up beautifully. Very comfortable in mild cold weather, above 50 Fahrenheit to around maybe 65, 70. These are good to go. They'll serve you well. Okay, moving up to the big boys. These are the Dainese 4-stroke Evos. I wouldn't call these gloves. These are more armor for your hands. These are beasts. Really, really tough gloves. I've gone down these several times. The slowest crash I've done in these were like 10 miles an hour, and they ripped the stitching on the palm, and I had to get them re-stitched because they're a $220 glove, and it was my first time going down on them, and they just tore apart. But the speed of the crash doesn't dictate the severity of the damage. You can go over at 100 miles an hour and the glove would be untouched, and something slow could tear up your hands, and that was the case with these. They're not necessarily very comfortable, but you do feel very safe in these. They're the safest short gloves you can buy, pretty much. And I rock these semi-daily. They're really good for cold weather. It's too warm for these, but too cold for these. So these are kind of in the middle. They do great. They do have a little bit of airflow, but they do shield the cold pretty well. I would definitely recommend these if you're hitting the twisties and you don't want a gauntlet glove. Would definitely recommend these 4-stroke Evos. Moving on to the warm weather. side, I got these Sedici's. I don't know the brand name, and I don't really care. Sedici is a low to medium quality brand. But I put my hand in these at the cycle gear store, and I couldn't believe how comfortable the inside was. It was like a plush, like calf skin. I don't know what it's made of, kangaroo, but it was just really plush on the inside, and I couldn't feel any of the seams on the inside of the glove. And I was looking for something warm weather because these were getting a little too hot. And so I picked these up. So I rock these a lot now because it's getting very warm out. And the protection seems pretty hefty, you know. They've got padding on the palms, double stitching everywhere, a lot of leather. On the knuckles, hard parts. I haven't gone down in these, but I feel confident that they'd hold up. And they flow a ton of air, so that's great. So moving on to the first gloves I went down in. These are the Alpinestars SMX2 gloves. Whatever you do, stay away from these. Absolute garbage. They just disintegrated on me. You can tell I've got holes in the palms. The seams just opened up. That's the inside of the glove there. There's the knuckle. The knuckle held up pretty well. But they tore my palm up when I crashed, and I was just not having it. These things failed. If you ride a scooter, get these. But anything else, please stay away from the low quality Alpinestars or any low quality glove. That's why I got these things. They're like the most expensive short gloves I could find. After I came off of these, I was like, man, this is not happening again. So I got these things. So yeah, those are the gloves I wear. And here's some accessories that I wanted to touch on real quick. You know, I've in California it gets cold, but not crazy cold. But when it does get cold, you really need something around your neck, the neck area up into your chin, to keep out the cold weather, so you can actually ride comfortably. So I've really just tried everything. I started with balaclavas. There's a Champa warm skin balaclava that I wore for a long time. And then I would just go out and ride and just pick up random stuff. This is some freeze out stuff I got for free. Honestly, none of these really work. I mean, they work, but the best thing I found was, where is it? It's in here because I wear it. I keep it with me all the time. It was just a neck. It's a neck warmer. This is it. What do they call it? Yeah, it's Alpinestars neck warmer. It's like $10 on Amazon. It's fleece. Super comfortable. It goes. I wear it from like the bottom of my lip down and into the cuff or the collar of the jacket, and it just does everything beautifully. It keeps the wind out. It keeps my neck warm. Keeps the air from coming in through the back of the jacket. It stops the air from making my back cold, from getting in the back of my shirt. I would 100% recommend this for very cold to cold weather riding. You know, any colder than that, you'd have to go with a heavy duty balaclava. But I mean, this is all I need, and it works amazingly well. Would recommend 100%. All right.